Okay, we're going to continue on with this inking a bit more. As you can see, I've gone a little further ahead to save on time. I'm going to take the 5 pen and finish up the tail real quick. And see how I'm just kind of doing the outside. Sometimes it's better to use thicker lines on the outside than it is on the inside. And you don't have to press very hard. And you also don't have to use only one kind of pen on a drawing. Sometimes I use more than one style, depending upon what I'd like it to look like and how much time I have. Let me get the better pen again here. It's the 0.1. Do some of those inside details. There you go. Make it look nice and fuzzy. And then we're gonna go back to the arm, add in some fuzz there. I've seen some artists do fur all the way down the areas of the body. You can do that if you like. Might give it a slightly more realistic look to it. Almost done. And again, when you're doing this, you want to keep in mind always what's best for the look. Something I've seen a lot of artists do is they get caught up in the subject matter so much that they forget to watch the design principles. You know, and it's okay to really enjoy what you're doing, even if no matter what kind of media you're using, if it's painting or drawing. But always remember to, you know, step back and look at what you're doing to make sure that that the meaning isn't overwhelming the piece. There we go. That looks pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is take, the number 3, which I have in my pencil over here. I'm going to start doing in some of the grass. It's a little bit thinner than the 5. Do some little patches of grass here. Don't need to draw every single blade here, because I'm going to do some of that with my coloring techniques. Just enough to hint at it. I've got some trees over here. Add in some more grass around the roots. Line can also help discern shadow. I think I told you that already in the last part of this. I'm going to add some bushes. Again, you can draw in the lines of each leaf if you want, or kind of just give it an idea of what's there. Sometimes it's better to leave more to the imagination than draw every single little blade of grass or every single leaf, because brushwork can do a lot of that for you. Put in some dead leaves here. Put a rock back here. Throw in a little bit of moss. Moss is fun. Just give a little hint of where it is. Add some more grass in there. Something else you want to keep in mind is how the thick and thin lines will play with the rest of the drawing. You don't want to put too many thick lines in your background because it'll draw the eye there. So you want to keep the lines fairly thin in your background areas, unless there's a pretty good reason that you need the person to look back there. When you draw something, you don't always have to have a background, but you know, it's kind of nice. But it also depends on your ultimate reason for what you're doing. If you're making just a sticker design or a t-shirt design, you wouldn't have to put a background in there. I wanted this to be a nice piece, so I decided to make it a little bit more of a story. It's not quite an illustration, but it's kind of there. Besides, who doesn't like trees? You also want to be careful where your lines go, because they can draw a person's eye off the page, and generally you want the composition to lead the eye back into the drawing instead of having too many lines that make the person looking at the artwork stare off the page. That's another good reason to do thumbnails, so you can figure out where your placement of everything is. Also, as things get further away in the background, you're going to see less detail. So you won't want to have a whole lot of super detailed stuff in the back. Just get a little bit more impressionistic as you go back there. Okay, and this is the really super thin one. This is the 005. And you gotta be really careful with it because the little nib is really delicate, so it breaks real easy. I go through these fairly fast, and it's not because I run out of ink, it's because I usually destroyed the tip. And some more happy fluffy trees in there. And the bush. Alright, well, I'm going to put this on pause and finish this up, and we'll talk some more about drawing wolves. Bye!